Hey, it's your girl Shay Shay. Welcome to the channel if this is your first time, and welcome back if you've been here before. So, the Beckhams. Because somehow Brooklyn Beckham has gone public with a family situation that people thought would never leave the group chat. Brooklyn posted a statement saying he's been silent for years and that he finally felt pushed to speak out. And at the core of what he's saying is this: he felt controlled, he felt managed, and he felt that the Beckham brand came before him as a person. Once that statement dropped, the internet immediately split into sides. Team Nicola, who is Brooklyn's wife, and Team Victoria. And the divide isn't really about one argument or one wedding, it's about how people feel when family, fame, and control starts overlapping. Let's talk about it. So let's start with what actually sparked all of this. Brooklyn speaking publicly about his own experience. Earlier this week, Brooklyn Beckham shared a statement saying that he's been quiet for years, but that he finally reached a point where he felt staying silent wasn't working anymore. In that message, he framed the issue as long-term, saying he felt controlled and managed, and that the decision about his life were often filtered through image and branding rather than his own autonomy. Importantly, Brooklyn made it clear that this wasn't about one single argument. He described it as something that built over time, and according to him, the tension around his wedding to Nicola Perez is where things came to a head. Brooklyn specifically referenced multiple wedding-related moments that he says deeply affected him. One of those was the situation surrounding Nicola's dress. Victoria Beckham was initially expected to design the dress, but that didn't end up happening, and Brooklyn has suggested that the way this unfolded caused strain behind the scenes. Different outlets have reported conflicting accounts about how and why that decision changed. So what we have here is Brooklyn's perspective, not a settled version of events. He also spoke about the wedding reception itself, claiming that a moment involving a dance with his mother during what he says was supposed to be a moment centered on him and Nicola left him feeling uncomfortable and embarrassed. Again, this is being shared as his personal interpretation of the moment, not a claim that has been independently verified. Beyond the wedding, Brooklyn has said there were broader issues around control and autonomy, including pressure connected to his name, image, and public identity. Taken together, he framed these moments as part of a larger pattern, not isolated misunderstandings. What makes this statement hit differently is that Brooklyn didn't leave the door open. He explicitly said no longer wanting reconciliation, which signals that at least from his side, he isn't just emotionally venting, but a decision has already been made. Nicola Peltz is part of the context, but she's not the one speaking publicly. The claims, the framing, and the decision to go public all come directly from Brooklyn as far as we know.
But why I said it was inappropriate as well was because at the time it was the timing. Mark Anthony was performing on stage. He then called Brooklyn onto stage. So Brooklyn went onto the stage where the next minute everyone was expecting it to be Nicola to go up and do the first dance. And then Mark Anthony asks the most beautifulest woman in the room to come to the stage. And then he says, Victoria, come to the stage. So Victoria's by the stage, she goes onto the stage. And of course, at that point, Brooklyn's like suddenly, literally devastated because he thought he was going to do his first dance with his wife. Then Nicola leaves the room crying her eyes out. Brooklyn's stuck there on stage. And then they do this dance and Mark Anthony's like, go, put your hands on your mother's hips. And it was a Latin, it's a Latin thing. And the whole situation was really awkward for everyone in the room.
After Brooklyn's comments went public, attention immediately turned to David and Victoria, and contrary to the idea that they stayed completely silent, they did respond, just very subtly. They did not issue a statement or address any of Brooklyn's claims directly. Instead, both David and Victoria commented on a nostalgic throwback photo of David with his children that was shared publicly. David wrote, "Good memories," and Victoria added, "Brings back great memories." That's all. This marks their first public acknowledgement since the situation resurfaced, but it's not a rebuttal or a clarification or anything of that nature. There's no denial, no confirmation, and no reference to Brooklyn's comments at all, and that distinction matters. If they wanted to contest what Brooklyn said or offer their side, they haven't done so publicly. What they've chosen instead is nostalgia, past tense, all that stuff, bringing back them good old family values and all of that. Although it has been said that reportedly, allegedly, they have gone down the lawyer route on how to respond to this whole situation.
I found the wedding video of Victoria dancing, the one that everybody's looking for. Okay, fine, she didn't really do that. She did this instead. Wait, no, it was actually this. I'm joking, but to be honest, this is what I think about this whole thing. Watching past interviews, like as in last year's interviews, these two loved each other.
Victoria and David's commercial.
The best thing I've ever seen.
Best thing you've ever seen. Are they always that funny?
Yes. They're hysterical. She's hysterical. They're both hysterical. But she is so funny, and that commercial killed me. I was like, they deserve an Oscar.
Listen to how weird this is. That interview was from 2024 at the Lola premiere that Nicola was a huge part of. She starred in it. It was her film. But then before that in 2023 at the Beckham premiere, you could kind of spot some tension between these two. Watch this.
To the middle, please, both of you, into the middle. Thank you. Victoria, put it there. Yeah, Victoria. Okay.
I don't know why they would air this whole family drama on the internet. I think that's probably the most embarrassing thing they could have done. Especially how classy this whole family seems all the time. But what if it's Nicola just crashing out? What if it's her hormones? Maybe she's pregnant. I mean, no excuse at all, okay? But I just think they need to all work it out privately without the whole world knowing, okay? And then become one happy family again because they're all so cute.
So while Brooklyn is being open about how he feels, the rest of the Beckhams are moving like nothing really happened. Victoria is outside. She pulled up to Emma Burton's 50th birthday, who's also known as Baby Spice, photographed, smiling socially, and very much giving an air of not being bothered at all. There wasn't any statements, there wasn't no tension that was reported on, no sad mom optics, just her minding her business, going about her day. And at the same time, Romeo and Cruz are also still out and visible, moving normally, no post addressing anything, no public alignment either way. The family machine is still running, and the contrast is really what set people up, because on one side you've got Brooklyn, who's emotional, posting long stories online, and on the other you've got the rest of the Beckham clan that's just going about their business as if nothing has happened. And that juxtaposition does not look great, if we're being completely honest.
I mean, we're such a close family, and communication is key, and we always let them know that anything that they want to talk about, this is a safe forum, that's really important. But they've got to go on their journeys themselves. I tell you the one thing, we're constantly calling the children of famous parents nepo babies. Give the kids a chance. It's not their fault, and I think to just give the kids a chance.
I have a theory about the Beckham drama that I haven't actually seen anyone talk about yet. I think what we're seeing here is a classic case of marrying your mother. I actually don't think there's normally that much of an issue between Brooklyn and Victoria because their personalities gel well together. Victoria is very much like the matriarch, the boss, she's running the show. Brooklyn is very much the Labrador puppy, happy to follow along. The problem is that Brooklyn has then married someone who's very similar in personality to his mother. If you look at this photo, it's literally Victoria Beckham, David Beckham, Victoria Beckham, David Beckham. They're the same personality dynamics, and that's a problem because now you've got two matriarchs and they're battling it out, trying to run the show and be in control of the same man, Brooklyn, poor guy.
Please leave all your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section down below, and leave a like if you've enjoyed this content so far. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Shay out.